children, how are you? Are you all surprised that I am sitting outside in the garden? Why not? Because our theme for this year, this term's culture is Wonders in the Garden. Is it not? Okay, so here I wanted to have a shoot today in the garden itself so that you can see what are the things that we use in the garden. Okay. First thing what a gardener or anyone who is interested in gardening will use is a pair of gloves. Can you say what it is? Gloves. Gloves. Okay. You wear the gloves in your hands so that when you are going to work with the soil, it may be a little dirty. There is going to be a lot of fertilizers and all, be very dirty. So, you don't want to soil your hand or your nails. So, you will be using these gloves. And these gloves has one smooth side on this side and it has one nice rough side on this side so that you can have a better grip. Can you see the rough surface? Yeah. So, I should be wearing in both hands. Okay. Right now I am wearing it only in one hand for you to say the use of gloves. Okay. Gloves. Can you say what is this? Very good. Gloves. Then I will be needing next a pot for planting. A small pot or a big pot. It depends on the kind of plant that you are taking. If it's a tiny one, a small plant is enough. If it's a big one, you will need a big pot. Okay. If I am going to plant some seeds, you see what I have in my hands? Seeds. Can you see them? Seed. If I am going to plant seeds, then for me, this should be enough. It's enough. I put the seeds into the soil in this one. Later, after they become small plants, I will move it into a bigger pot like this. Keep them separate like this. Okay. These are all seeded like that only. You get it? Okay. Then there are a few other things that I will need in the garden. One is the shovel. Shovel. Okay. What is it? Shovel. The shovel is used for scooping out the soil. You know, you want to take the soil, you want to turn the soil like this, you can do it with the shovel. Okay? Because it has got one sharp edge and with that you can poke into the soil and lift it. Okay? And if you want to move it into the next pot means I can move it like this. It helps in shoveling. That is to lift the soil like this and move it into another plant or simply turn the soil also I can do with this thing. So, this is called shovel. This is a small shovel because I am working with small plants here. If I am going to be working in the farm, a big farm, this will be the kind of shovel that I am going to use. This is our Indian shovel. Have you seen the farmer use this shovel? They call it manvetti. Come across this? Okay. So, this is your manvetti or Indian shovel. Then, this is called a gardening fork. Not the fork where you will eat. It looks like that, just like a fork. So, it is called a gardening fork, but it's not for eating things from the garden. No. This is again for turning the soil. Just in case I want to lift this plant, I can poke this plant in between this and lift it in the soil just like that. I am not going to do that because it is just got planted. So, we don't want to hurt the plant. So, let it stay there. Otherwise, I will use it for turning like this. Okay. So, for different uses, we have different tools. And two of which what I told you is the shovel and the gardening fork. Okay. You would have seen this, but you didn't know the names, no? Now, I want you to remember the names. Shovel, gardening fork. And this everybody knows. I got a small one here. You go to a big garden, you have a bigger one. What is this? This is a watering can. What is this? Watering can. If I have so many plants to water, this won't be enough for me. So what will I do? I will be using a garden hose. Okay, I'll connect one end of this hose to the piped water supply. There will be a piped water supply. I will connect it to that end, and then when I open the tap, I can start pouring water. You would have seen these people doing like this, right? Watering the garden. Yeah. At school also I let you do it sometimes, right? Watering the garden, don't we? Yes, in the summers we spend time in the water. Yeah. So these are the things that we learned today. Watering can, shovel, gardening fork, a pot for planting, and the main thing, seeds. And gloves, a pair of gloves, and the gardening hose. Can you remember these names? Gardening hose, gloves, watering can, gardening fork, shovel, and seeds. Okay? Now that you know the names of all these gardening tools that I showed you, we will go and do the worksheet. Okay? We'll do the worksheet right in the garden. Come on. Okay children, you have to open page number 7 of your workbook, culture workbook. Okay? In that they have given you some pictures here. I'll tell you the names of the pictures one by one. Seeds, a bag of seeds. Shovel, shovel. Gardening fork, gardening fork. They also call it rake sometimes. Fork, gardening fork. A pair of gloves. And you have this planting pot. Planting pot. And the last one is that of a watering can. Okay? Now, shall we do the matching on this side? See children, they have given you pictures for matching here anyway. But before that, let us identify at least with the first sound that we hear. Okay? Seeds. First word is seeds. What's the first sound you hear? S. Shall we go for seeds? A bag of seeds. Look for b, b, bag of seeds. B, b, b. There it is. Bag, bag, bag of seeds. Oh my God, you can read this whole phrase. That's a beautiful thing today. Bag of seeds. Super. So draw a line to that and confirm it with the picture. Next one is the shovel. Shovel. I told you what's the sound, what's the letter combination for sh? S and H together. Let's look for sh. Sh. Oh, look at that, it's there. Shovel, shovel. Can you read that too? Shovel. Superb. Next one we are going to look for gardening fork. Okay, gardening fork. Where is the gardening fork? There it is. Okay, gardening fork. Gardening fork. Next one is gloves. Gloves. There it is. Gloves. Gloves. Are you able to read it, children? I think you can. Read again. Gloves. Gloves. Next one is your planting pot. Planting pot. P. There it is. Planting pot. Planting pot. So draw a line to that. And the last one is a watering can. W, w. Look for w, w, w. There it is. Water can. Okay, it's for watering. So draw a line. So here you go, children. It's so easy now that you've known the names of the tools that you use in the garden. The shovel, the gardening fork, and the watering can, bag of seeds, and a planting pot. Okay. Extra I have shown you gardening hose also, and this our Indian shovel. There are so many other things in the garden that we use. Have you come across a crowbar? Have you seen a crowbar? It will be like a long stick. In Tamil they will say gadapparai. Gadapparai. It's called a crowbar. Nothing to do with crow, but it is called crowbar. Okay? Okay. If you come to know about any other names of any other tools that you use in the garden, please let me know when you come back. Okay? I'll be waiting to know all those things that you did in your garden. Bye-bye.